EV owners and enthusiasts have been clamoring for a gas station-like experience for quite a while. And for those of you, I give you Circle K. Behind me is the Southeast Regional offices for Circle K in North America. It is from these offices where a multi-regional implementation of DC fast chargers is orchestrated. They're doing so across the entire United States and into Canada with the sister brand Couche-Tard, meaning sleep late or sleep tardy. It doesn't translate very well, which is the brand name in French-speaking Canada. Combined with the sister brand, it is the largest convenience store operator in North America. And their DC fast charger is the furthest, their DC fast charger implementation is the furthest along. There are two main advantages to offering electric vehicle charging from convenience store operators. The first is something called dwell time, meaning people who plug into an electric vehicle charger are going to dwell on the property longer than someone who is filling up with gas. So it provides an opportunity to sell more goods because the people are occupying space in your convenience store for a longer duration of time. Secondly, in order to provide the fuel to the customers who are receiving it from electric vehicle charging, there's no system of having to truck in petroleum products in liquid form and holding them in tanks. The fuel is delivered at near the theoretical speed of light directly into dispensers like what is behind me. These are level 2 dispensers at the property of the regional offices here. But the DC fast chargers is a similar concept, and then directly into the vehicle without any transportation of petroleum products in liquid form. This is what it looks like when one of their sites goes under construction. As you can see, there's a transformer which is receiving 3-phase 4-wire service from the local utility, which in this case I believe is Duke Energy, pulling off the distribution wires. I believe is 14,400 volts step down into the transformer. I'm not quite sure how big of a transformer this one is, but I think that is the one left over from the initial installation of the convenience store, and they're likely going to do a site upgrade for the DC fast charger installation. It feeds into switch gear right here, which then distributes out to the two pedestals where they will be having DC fast chargers installed with pre-run conduit and concrete work. They already have pull cables ready to receive the electrical cabling, and they will repaint these lines into EV charging stalls and then put up signage indicating that there is only parking here for active EV charging. They have the process down cold pretty much, and once they do a site selection, the time it takes them to actually go from being under construction to open, I've seen as short as 6 weeks. And this is what it looks like when one of their sites is open. You'll notice over near the gas sign, there's tacked on, it says EV, indicating there's EV charging at this site if people aren't using apps in order to find it. There are two ABB Terra 184 chargers with dual handles. Let's see, these are all CCS. Sometimes they'll sneak in a CHAdeMO, but here there's 4 CCS. 4 stalls, one of them with a disability access lane. It's also nice to have that space there in order to gain access to the charger. This one doesn't have it. It's kind of in an awkward spot in the corner there with 2 stalls on either side. But this is very typical for what Circle K installs, except when they do an install, typically they don't just put in 2 dual-handled electric vehicle chargers. They also put in additional pedestal platforms for future expansion. Let's go take a look at those. Okay, here is one of the future expansion platforms for additional electric vehicle chargers. And right here you can see that they already have the conduit in place and it's taped off. This is for the inevitable increased demand. There's no scenario where electric vehicle adoption does not continue to increase. So likely, I would say 2 years, maybe 3 years, you'll see that the demand for this service is going to increase here at this location. It's at a terrific location right off the interstate. Interstate 85 is right over there. And there'll be electric vehicle chargers here. For gas station experience, you can't really get much more of a gas station experience than a gas station. Right over here is a convenience store with restrooms, staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and all the accommodations that you would expect. Okay, in order to charge here, there's one of a couple of ways. You could either use a payment terminal attached to the charger itself. There's a spot here for an RFID card, but I don't think Circle K has those yet. Or you could use the app, which is what I'm going to do. You select the location. This is charger number 1. Let's see. Which one is charger number 1? Oh, here. And then I'm going to use handle A. And it does swipe to charge. Waiting for response. 49 cents per kilowatt hour, 180 kilowatt charging rate. My car could only do 155, but we'll see what happens. Charger says preparing, communicating with the car, kind of a long setup here, and we are charging. All right, let's see how fast we get cooking. And I don't really need a charge. Actually, the problem is that I'm at 75%. That's what the problem is. So my apologies. In the charging curve of the Volvo XC40 Recharge at 75%, 53 kilowatts is just about right. So everything's working as it should. So back at home, to go over some high-level statistics, the crew at Circle K maintains this website which shows both their existing and coming soon locations. And right here is the Couche-Tard reference for French-speaking Canada. As you see, the footprint has a good chunk in the southeast United States, but it spills all the way into Canada. And Quebec over here is where the Couche-Tard is. Niagara Falls recently had a station added. If you want to see all the locations, there's the Alternative Fuels Data Center database. And right here is all the locations. Most of them, as you can see, are 4 stalls. Some of them are 2, but most of them are 4. As I showed in the previous videos, they build out for 8, but they install 4. There's currently 57 locations open. One of the locations in Dallas, Texas, actually a little bit south of there in Waco, has pull-through, which is kind of novel. Most of the ones are pull-in parking, but here in Texas, because of the trucks, I'm assuming, they have pull-through. And hopefully this will become more of a trend, and hopefully they'll start putting canopies over it, like Racetrack and Pilot Flying J as well. But it's encouraging to see that they're adapting to the different market conditions, and also the advantage for people pulling trailers besides trucks for pull-through. There's lots of advantages to pull-through. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.